I was recently contacted by a man who has more figure skating titles than I have wheels on my skates. And he said to me, Lloyd, have you ever driven a Ferrari? I said no. He said neither have I, and I can't help you with that. But I've seen you on the spinner, and what I make and what I can offer you is the Ferrari of the spinner world. I said, okay, I'm interested. First question though, does it come in pink? He said no. I said, I'm not interested, get lost. He said, no worries, my friend, I will make a custom pink one just for you to match the unicorn and the ballet turnboard. And I said, in that case, pay me £5 million and I will review it and test it out for you. He said, how about 0? And if you think it's terrible, just tell everyone it's a piece of junk. I said, sounds like a good deal, I'm in. So for this video, we're not using the ballet turnboard. We are not using the cute pink Adea unicorn spinner. We're going with something else. We're going with this. So this is the Elite Skating Company spinner, and I'm gonna test it out. It is endorsed by champions, and I'm gonna see what the fuss is all about and if it is really worth buying it after all. So let's install this thing and see how good it really is. Now the first thing I want to note before I go into more detail about this is it is a mechanical spinner and they are designed to only spin the direction that you rotate.
I'm not an ambi-turner.
It's designed to be used on flat surfaces, can be used on carpet, is very secure. That thing is not going anywhere at just under 5 kilos. It's quite the disc, but it is nice, safe and secure. Let's give it a go. So as I mentioned before, it only spins one way. So if I'm trying to go the other way, you see it won't go anywhere at all. It is designed to be used in this one direction, and the purpose of it is practicing using your core muscles to get a super strong rotation position. And I've been told to basically leap on it and start by doing a helicopter exercise where you turn like this to feel out your balance. Let me see how it goes. Let me see how it is. So my first thoughts turning on this spinner is it is silky smooth to turn on. And my second thought is, although this doesn't look like I'm doing much, it is really, really hard to balance on. A lot harder than it actually looks. So I've been told the idea is if your weight is off axis in the slightest in your rotation position, you will be greeting the floor with your face very quickly, which is pretty good incentive to get nice and balanced, because it's easier to greet the floor with your face here than launch yourself into a double axel on the ice and greet the ice with your face that way. So as I start spinning, I've lost it. Now in order to really test this equipment out, we're gonna need a montage. Now that actually took me quite a few hours of practice over a number of days to get the hang of spinning on my pal here on 2 feet. Now what's interesting about it is I know I have a bit of a bad habit when I'm rotating where I dip my right shoulder down, and this right here was not forgiving in the slightest. So the second I tried to rotate in my normal position, dip down a bit, it threw me off almost immediately. So I've had to work really, really hard on it to get used to rotating very level with the shoulders. Now I am very much aware that when I jump on the ice, due to this bad habit, I land some of my jumps by the skin of my teeth, and even on some twizzles, I get myself into a mess because I can go off axis with the same bad habit. Now this really does feel like it can help me fix that problem. Now let's have a quick comparison between my two best friends here. So, I am a big fan of the Adea spinner and the cheaper ballet turnboard. If I slide Mr. Now if I think about how the Adea spinner works, it is great for practicing your spins on. You can practice your turns on it as well, like 3 turns, or perhaps I could practice rockers as well on it. There's a lot of different things you can do on it. So I am a huge fan of this, but this is where it differs to the Elite Skating Company spinner. So with this Elite Skating Company spinner, first off, I feel that it is great for learning how to feel my balance on it. The other day, I couldn't do this. I'd be turning like that and fall straight off. Maybe not to that extreme example, but even so, I did the simple exercise and already I'm working hard. My core is working really hard. And as I pull in, I can still feel it working really hard. Now I know I have that bad habit and it is taking me many hours of practice with it to correct it to the point where I actually feel very level on it and I can start pulling my arms in without fear of killing myself. So one, it has helped fix this problem while I'm dipping down. And this is going to be an ongoing thing that needs more work with me because I need it ingrained in muscle memory that that's my position square, and at no point am I dipping down whatsoever. I learned to spin on the Odeya spinner, but I can't say it fixed that problem because I noticed in slow motion I would be still spinning slightly dipped down to one side, and although I used to think and balance and it did throw me off if I dipped down too much, I could get away with it a little bit because the spinner travels across the floor. This is locked in place. I have to be in a perfectly balanced position, otherwise I'm straight on the floor. Now, aside from being able to practice my balance and which position I should be in when I do it, it also helps generate more speed in your rotation. So I can stand on it like this and I can wind up and I can crank into a fast turn. Now here, I'm not balanced in the slightest, so again, this is another thing that I need to work on with it. I need to work on, as I pull into a tight rotation position, I am balanced immediately. So I can see right now that although I can do it slow and controlled, when I snap into it, I go automatically into the wrong position again. So this is something where I need more practice on it to hit that balanced position immediately. Now for single jumps, single axel, even a few double jumps, you can get away with not being perfectly balanced and kind of land the jump. It isn't great technique, but you can get through it. But when you try and take your jumps to the next level, you really need to be completely balanced to do them, because otherwise you're not going to get around 2.5, 3 turns, 4 turns if you're off axis. You will just hit the deck before you know it. So I really feel like this can be a great way to practice getting that balance, and it might even save a lot of unpleasant and unnecessary falls on the ice. So using this thing to practice generating more snap out like this, and that's really quite hard. You can see my balance isn't perfect. I need to keep working on this. You can also do exercises on it to help with the balance where you take your arms up and rotate. As you can see, I'm off axis again, need to work on it. Now this thing is not just limited to practicing this rotation position. You can practice other things on it. For example, you can hit this position like you're going to go into a toe loop, and what you're doing is you're there and you're using your hips and your center to generate a bit of rotation, you see, while not throwing my arm back. I can also practice a really brutally tough axle entrance position where I try and balance around on the spinner in this position, like I'm going to take off for an axle, trying not to lose my left side as I do it and maintain that nice balanced position, because again, this is all about balance. If I'm nice and neutral and level here as I take off for my axle, I've got a bad chance of doing it. Now on this thing, if I stand on it and I lean the wrong way, I'm off it pretty quickly. If I lean out the circle too much, I'm coming off it this way. If I stay completely balanced over my foot, you can see that I can complete a circle on the disc. Now, I have also been told that you can practice spins on it, but it is really tough because you have to maintain a perfect position. You cannot travel at all or you'll be thrown off the spins. Now, using my friend here has been an eye-opening experience. I have discovered ways that can really help improve my skating, but unfortunately at this point I'm a retired skater and I'm now a coach. So that means my friend here is going to be helping my students instead. But I'm going to keep using it and keep practicing with it because I still like to work on my skating even though I'm now a coach. in this sport, you can never stop learning and improving. Now, if you're interested in finding out more information about this spinner, you can head over to the Elite Skating Company website or hit them up on Instagram. But I will just like to let you know beforehand, if you're expecting something in the price range of a cheap piece of plastic on Alibaba, well, you'll be disappointed, because this is not a cheap piece of plastic. This is a premium product for people that are serious about their skating and serious about improving. Now, if you like this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about old Spinny here. And if you want to see more videos like this and take your skating to the next level, check out our Patreon page. We have a growing community there of skaters all learning together and having a great time.